Lily lived in a big, old house with her father and 4 younger sisters. Since their mother had passed away, she had taken on the role of caretaker, guiding her siblings with patience and love. At 18, she had just completed high school and was waiting to join university, while her sisters were still in secondary school. Though life without their mother was difficult, their father made sure they never lacked anything. One evening, as they gathered around the dining table for dinner, their father cleared his throat and spoke in a serious tone. "I have to leave for a business trip," he announced. "It'll take a few weeks." A heavy silence filled the room. The girls exchanged worried glances. "But Dad, what about us?" one of the younger ones asked. "I'll be back before you know it," he assured them with a warm smile. "And Lily will be in charge." Though hesitant, the girls eventually accepted his decision. Later that night, their father called Lily aside. "You're the eldest, Lily. I need you to take care of your sisters while I'm away." Lily nodded. "I will, Dad, but can we hire a maid? It'll be hard managing everything alone." Her father frowned. "I don't trust strangers in our home when I'm not around. It's not safe." Seeing his firm stance, Lily sighed. "Okay, I understand." The next morning, they all woke up early. Their father said his goodbyes and left for his trip. Lily, as responsible as ever, escorted her sisters to school. But as she returned home, something strange happened. At the gate, a frail-looking woman in ragged clothes approached her. "Please, miss," the woman begged. "I haven't eaten in days. Just a little food or money, please." Lily felt her heart pound. Something about the woman unsettled her. Ignoring her instincts, she hurried past and gestured for the gatekeeper to lock the entrance. As she stepped into the house, her breath caught in her throat. The living room was in chaos, drawers pulled open, cushions thrown on the floor. Then, before she could react, a masked man bolted past her, shoving her aside before escaping through the back door. Lily gasped. The house had been robbed. Trembling, she grabbed her phone and called her father. "Dad, we've been robbed," she cried. His worried voice came through the line. "Are you hurt? What happened?" Lily quickly explained everything. And by nightfall, her father had arranged for additional security guards. A week passed, and life slowly returned to normal. One Saturday, as they sat at the table for lunch, one of Lily's sisters spoke up. "You know, Lily, since Dad isn't around, maybe you could take the car for a spin," she suggested with a sly grin. Lily hesitated. "I don't know. I've only driven a few times. I'm not that good." "Oh, come on, just around the estate. No one will know." After much convincing, Lily finally gave in. As she pulled out of the gate, her hands trembled slightly on the steering wheel. She stepped on the accelerator too hard. A loud thud filled the air. She had hit someone. Her heart raced as she jumped out of the car. There, lying on the ground, was the same beggar woman from before. "We need to get her to a hospital." Lily panicked. They rushed the woman to the nearest clinic. Hours later, when the woman regained consciousness, Lily sat by her side. "I'm so sorry," she said sincerely. The woman, whose name was Mary, smiled weakly. "It's all right. Accidents happen." As they talked, Mary revealed that she was an orphan with nowhere to go. She had been living on the streets, struggling to survive. "Maybe," Mary hesitated, "maybe I could stay with you. I can help with the house chores." Lily's heart ached for her, but she knew it wasn't just her decision to make. "I need to ask my dad and my sisters first," she said. But when she tried to call her father, his phone was off. So she turned to her sisters. "No way," one of them protested. "She's a stranger. She could be dangerous," another added. Lily spent days trying to persuade them. Eventually, they relented. "Fine," one of them said, "but she's your responsibility." Mary moved in that evening, and at first, things were tense. Lily's sisters did not trust her. They made her taste the food she cooked before eating it themselves, afraid she might poison them. But then, something unexpected happened. One night, as they slept soundly, a loud crash woke them up. The thief had returned, but before he could escape, Mary sprang into action. She grabbed a pan from the kitchen and swung it hard, knocking the thief to the ground. The girls quickly called the police, who arrived and arrested him. Lily's sisters were stunned. You saved us," one of them said. Mary simply smiled. Guilt washed over the girls. They had treated her terribly, yet she had protected them. From that day on, things changed. They welcomed her as family. When their father finally returned from his trip, he was furious. "You brought a stranger into my house," he scolded Lily. "She's not a stranger anymore," one of the sisters argued. "She's part of the family now." After much convincing, their father reluctantly agreed. But something in his eyes changed when he looked at Mary. A flicker of recognition. Days later, Mary knocked on his door. "We need to talk," she said. Lily overheard their conversation from the hallway. "I'm pregnant," Mary said. A long silence followed. Their father's voice was low. "Are you sure?" "Yes, and it's yours." Lily felt her breath hitch. Her father, stunned, eventually accepted responsibility, secretly hoping for a son. But once Mary knew she had power over him, she changed completely. She became cruel. She forced Lily and her sisters to do all the house chores and starved them when their father wasn't home. Whenever they tried to complain, their father refused to believe them. But Lily knew she had to do something. One night, as Mary talked on the phone, Lily quietly crept to the door and began recording. "Don't worry, babe," Mary whispered. "He believes the baby is his. Soon, we'll take everything from him." Lily's hands shook as she listened. "Oh, and the robbery," Mary chuckled. "That was my idea. You did great." Lily gasped. Mary was working with the thief. Without wasting time, Lily played the recording for her father. His face turned pale. She lied to me," he murmured. Furious, he called the police. Within hours, Mary was arrested. As they watched her being taken away, Lily turned to her sisters. No more strangers in our house without Dad's approval. They all nodded. Their father, his heart heavy with regret, hugged them tightly. I should have listened to you, he admitted. From that day on, their home was filled with peace once again. And Lily, she learned the most valuable lesson of all sometimes. Kindness can lead to danger, but with courage and family by your side, the truth will always come to light.